Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, the state's highest court shows the court process in action to local high school students.
Plus, bills are piling up as a new owner is sought for the Perk plant in Orrington.
And a chance for a local veteran to move into a brand new home of their own in Bangor.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll tell you how to apply to win that home if you're a local veteran. What a great story, great opportunity for them, along with all the day's news. But first, a check of the forecast, and it looks like today will be a bit on the cloudy side as we head towards the weekend. Looks like some rain will be moving in.
Yeah, what goes up must come down.
Exactly.
It's been a beautiful past couple of days, but hey, let's check in with Devin Biggs for that forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and a variety await you at Joe's. All right, let's get into things this morning, and we have fog out there. A dense fog advisory is posted until 11 a.m. this morning for the areas highlighted here in the gray, because we're dealing with some areas of dense fog that's really reducing visibilities out there this morning. And it looks a little bit like this. Some spots are down to about a mile or less, and especially in the Bangor Bar Harbor area, and areas to the south and west well under a half a mile or so. So we'll need to be careful with this morning as you do travel. Definitely allow extra time to get to where you're going. Otherwise, the radar and satellite is quiet out there. We have the fog and some clouds developing out there. The clouds are having a hard time being detected on the infrared satellite imagery, but they are out there though, and we'll be dealing with a mostly cloudy sky for most of the daytime period. We're watching this system off toward the west. That'll be tracking off towards the east. This will kind of interact with parts of Felipe coming up later on this weekend, so we will have some precipitation on the way soon by that point. So futurecast moving forward, again, some fog this morning, clouds during the afternoon period, and then overnight tonight we'll have more fog and clouds sticking around yet again. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period, though, showing a mixture of clouds, maybe some sunshine from time to time later on as well as the fog burns off. Temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, Dale Thistle was convicted of theft back in 2022 for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from a client's estate 10 years ago. He filed an appeal, and that appeal was heard on Wednesday. His appeal went before Maine's Supreme Judicial Court, which was housed inside of Winthrop High School's auditorium and was hosted by the students and faculty. It's a common occurrence for the Supreme Court to bring hearings like that to high schools in order to show how these proceedings work. Testimony focused on the statute of limitations in the case. Thistle's defense attorney claims the state couldn't prove it was timely when they didn't bring the prosecution within a 6-year deadline. They also allege that jury instructions were handled incorrectly.
Whether or not the state proved that he had a known legal obligation to make a payment to somebody. Now, we argue that the state didn't prove that, and therefore he is innocent. But the other issues are procedural.
Thistle was a licensed practicing Maine attorney at the time that he committed the crimes. Maine Assistant Attorney General Charles Boyle claims the trial court acted appropriately.
The trial court did everything correctly, did not make any errors, and the state put on sufficient evidence to secure the conviction that it did so convict. We're hoping that we can resolve this, get a decision quickly, so that our victims can move on.
Thistle was serving 6 years in Maine State Prison with all but 2 years suspended and 3 years of probation. He's currently out on bail pending the appeal. The Maine Supreme Judicial Court justices did not make a decision yesterday. It's not clear when a decision will be handed down in the case.
Winthrop High School was also home for testimony concerning a lawsuit stemming from Maine's Sunday hunting ban. The case was first dismissed by Kennebec County Court last year, and now the matter has officially reached Maine's highest court. Virginia and Joel Parker's lawsuit against the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife of Maine is based on the text included in the recently passed Right to Food constitutional amendment, specifically the word harvest. According to the Assistant Attorney General assigned to the case, the word harvest does not conflict with any current hunting regulations.
Because the verb harvest does not unambiguously cover hunting, we look to the legislative history of the amendment, whose drafter repeatedly assured fellow legislators and the voters of Maine that the amendment will not invalidate any hunting or fishing laws or regulations currently on the books.
Supporters of lifting the ban claim Sunday is an arbitrary day to not allow hunting. A final decision from Maine's Supreme Judicial Court will be made at a later date.
Well, meanwhile, a sentencing date has been set for a Maine man who took part in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. David Ball of Wells appeared in court this week and pleaded guilty to parading, demonstrating, and picketing at the Capitol building. He now faces up to 6 months in prison and a $5,000 fine. Ball is one of 8 Mainers who have faced charges in connection with the attack. Officials say Ball was wearing clothing with his company's logo when he entered the Capitol. That helped authorities identify him. Ball is now scheduled to appear in court on January 9th to receive his sentence.
Police have made 2 arrests in connection to BB gun attacks in multiple Maine communities last week. Police say 20-year-old Raja Al-Masawi of Hollis and 19-year-old Travis Mosley of Buxton are now facing charges. Buxton police say on September 25th, they got a report of someone shooting a BB gun from a van at a pedestrian on Turkey Lane. Meanwhile, police in Gorham were also getting complaints about someone in a white van shooting at car windows. Buxton police spoke to someone who got struck in the hand, and their description matched the van Gorham officers were looking for. Police say there was possibly even more damage in Scarborough. On Tuesday, police arrested the men, who are both facing charges of assault and reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon.
An Orrington waste facility faces an uncertain future as delays of its sale continue. Our David Ledford has the latest on the PERC plant.
The auction of the Penobscot Energy Recovery Company has been postponed for a 3rd time. For years, the company has used a waste incinerator to generate electricity from trash, but stopped operations back in May. In the meantime, trash intended for the facility has instead been sent to the Juniper Ridge landfill, which charges waste handling fees. Orrington Town Manager Chris Backman declined to appear on camera but spoke to us and said the town expects to be billed for those fees, which he estimates could cost up to $3,000 per week of trash disposal.
I anticipate PERC billing me for those tipping fees. I've told them we anticipate those fees and we'll be paying them once we get billed.
However, he also says the delay could be a good thing, giving interested companies time to develop proposals before the sale is open to the public.
A delay of the auction is, a positive thing if we want to see this place go forward. I think a cancellation of the auction would go down the path of bankruptcy.
The plant has now been sitting idle for months, but plant manager Henry Lang says he believes the facility could resume operations soon after a buyer is found.
I do know of a couple of the groups that are looking at the plant, and all of them have varying plans, but they all seem to revolve around bringing the plant back up to full operation.
Lang says continued delays could cause issues with the facility itself, which is in need of repairs.
When we first shut down, we continued to stockpile waste coming in. That material is now aged quite a bit, and as that waste sits and ages, it tends to self-break down, and that can result in fires.
The auction has been rescheduled for October 25th. In Orrington, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Homeless people living at Portland's largest encampment have been told they'll have to leave in just a few weeks. The Maine DOT says any tents left at the Marginal Way Park and Ride on November 1st will be removed. As Mel Meyer reports, the chief hopes this will help.
It's a constant problem for the police.
The drug use is really chronic down in these encampments.
We got someone out last week who had a gun held to her head the other day. She was sexually assaulted.
Bill Burns with the department's behavioral health unit works with those experiencing homelessness.
How successful have you been in being able to get people connected to services?
It's a challenge.
Things like addiction treatment centers are far away or filled up. Still, they try to do everything they can.
And what we're concerned about is public safety for everyone. Everyone in the encampments, everyone in the neighborhoods surrounding the encampments.
The police chief knows people are frustrated.
And it creates a huge problem for all the businesses in the community.
He says part of the issue is that a 2021 law established a homelessness crisis protocol. Under that, they're required to divert people into certain kinds of programs instead of being charged for crimes like drug possession, according to the police chief.
There isn't any place to send them, so they're essentially going uncharged and unprosecuted.
After this site is cleared come November 1st, it will become an emphasis area for the police.
So anytime a tent gets set up, we have the ability to remove it so that people can't return here.
And it will get people into treatment or housing, even if they've been reluctant until then.
Boy, a tough situation. I know Bangor has been dealing with it themselves. They had to clear out the Valley Avenue camp ahead of winter last year. Now Portland's dealing with the same thing. The question is, what do you do with those people? Where do they go? And
right. I mean, I drove down that area about a month ago when I was there. That's an industrial area. There are storefronts, but it's like if they can't be in the industrial park area, they're not in a residential area. Where are they going to go?
And we have a lack of housing, or as we'll hear a little bit later on. It's a problem all around the state. So no solutions, no quick solutions anyway.
Right. We'll probably be hearing similar stuff coming out of Bangor soon.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll turn things over to Devin Dagnall for a brand new look at a brand new physical therapy center.
And it's also a chance for a local veteran to win a brand new home of their own here in Bangor. We'll tell you how you can apply for that. But first, another check of that weather forecast. Mostly cloudy today with highs near 72 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight with areas of dense fog. Lows dropping down to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, another mostly cloudy day ahead with highs near 69.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Now, get 2.99% APR for 60 months or up to $1,500 total savings on the Tucson. See your local Hyundai dealer today.
Mourinho, open Hell's Kitchen. The American dream. Let's go.
Hell's Kitchen is all new.
Oh my God.
And it's the worst opening night in history.
Get out. Get out. Get out of here.
This was easily the worst dinner service ever.
Then,
come on out.
When teens build the ultimate cat house, it will be a catastrophe.
I am not feeling optimistic.
This is episode 2 and we broke you already?
An all-new Lego Masters, right after an all-new Hell's Kitchen, tonight on Fox.
All right, Devin Dagnall is live in Hamden at a new physical therapy center's open house. He's been live for the past couple hours. We're looking at new stuff every hour, so new stuff right now.
Let's send it back to Devin to see what he's doing this hour. Hey there, Devin.
Thanks, Emma and Craig. I'm here with Sonia at Designing Fitness. Not only is she the owner and operator, she's also one of the physical therapists here. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about the history of Designing Fitness?
Sure. So I started the business actually a little over 10 years ago, just meeting people in their homes and helping them in their homes. And then I added in a clinic space here. I rented one of the rooms here to have that as a space for people to come to. And then the business grew, added another physical therapist 5 years ago, and then we added our third physical therapist just in March.
Okay, so we spoke with, a couple of your instructors earlier today. We did yoga, did, what was it with the drumstick?
Pound.
Yeah, no, a lot of fun. Never heard about it until now.
Yeah.
So you offer a big variety here at Designing Fitness. So why do you have this kind of variety and not just specializing in something?
Yes, well, something for everyone. I mean, we really want to appeal to people of all ages and people of all backgrounds who have different interests and different abilities. And so we wanted to have something for everyone. So we have, everything from what you saw earlier, the pound, which is the loud music and the adrenaline kind of rush, to things like Tai Chi and yoga, where it's more meditative and quiet and slower moving, just so that we have something that appeals to everyone and works for everyone's bodies.
So who is physical therapy for?
Whoever is having a problem with moving around. So sometimes it's a pain limitation, sometimes it's a range of motion limitation, sometimes it's a strength limitation or a balance issue. Sometimes people are at risk of falling or have fallen because they have balance issues. So it's for whoever is having trouble moving around in their daily lives and doing the things that they want to do physically.
When is it the best time for people to get into fitness?
There's never any bad time. And honestly, you look at little children, they move from the moment they can. They are moving all the time. Our bodies are meant to move. And unfortunately, we're in a culture where we do a lot of sitting. We're much more sedentary than our bodies were meant to be. And so that's where people often get into trouble. But then on the other end of the spectrum, it's never too late either. We work with people who are over 100 years old. And research has shown that even people over 100 can gain strength and range of motion and balance by just doing the right exercises.
So you said you've worked with people over 100 years old?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So I guess I have no excuse anymore.
No, you do not.
So we took a look at yoga, we took a look at pound. And just general physical therapy. Anything else that you're offering here?
So we offer the Tai Chi, as I said. We also offer other kind of cardio exercises and stretching programs. But then we also offer halo therapy, which is an infrared sauna therapy, all things that help with general physical wellness. But then we also offer mindfulness and meditation to really round things out, because we really want to be a source of fitness for people mentally and physically, both.
A little bit of something for everyone.
Yes,
and
it's all
you've got
important.
That open house tonight. When is that open house?
It's tonight, 5 to 7.
All right, tonight, 5 to 7 at Designing Fitness in Hamden.
We're right on the main road.
Come and check it out, everyone. Back to you, Emma and Craig.
Exciting time for them. Good for the folks in the area, too. Give them more options
to
get healthy.
Yeah, I mean, like she said, physical therapy is for anybody who's having balance issues. So that can be all sorts of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean you're just recovering from being hurt.
Yeah.
It can be all sorts of stuff. And what a great balance of things. Everything from yoga, Tai Chi to infrared sauna.
Get you off the couch, too.
That's awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, the time now is 8:18. After the break, a one-of-a-kind gym in Brewer is teaching boxing lessons to folks with Parkinson's disease.
We'll have the details on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Powerful all-wheel drive hybrid electric vehicles. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Plus an all-electric SUV. Toyota is electrified, diversified, with more electrified all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand. Like the RAV4 Hybrid with 40 mpg and up to a 580-mile total driving range. See your New England Toyota dealer, your electrified all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Looking for a convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness.
You know it.
Now through October 13th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month. We've got over 2,400 locations with most open 24 hours. Join now to enjoy free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Whether you're new to a gym or a fitness pro, the Judgment-Free Zone is the place for you. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends October 13th.
Oh, yeah, that's the energy.
How
Pound the pavement to end cancer. Sunday, October 8th at the Sea Dog on the Bangor waterfront. Register at runsignup.com. Goodie bags to the first 200 people to register. Visa gift cards randomly hidden in goodie bags. You could win $25 or even $100. Fundraise $150 to get a limited edition Pound the Pavement tumbler. Proceeds stay in our community. Pound the Pavement is sponsored by the Sea Dog, Somic America, Ice Pick Vodka, ABC7 Fox 22, and the Purple Iris Foundation. Register now at runsignup.com.
Vacationland nickname may stand, but a new study released yesterday is showing Maine is more of a long-term destination than it used to be. However, a lack of affordable housing remains an obstacle for people looking to move here. Leaders of the fight to solve the housing crisis were at the Holiday Inn by the Bay in Portland talking about plans to solve the problem. Governor Janet Mills was one of those speakers. She discussed hopes for more outside-the-box solutions. The State of Maine Housing Production Needs Study was conducted by HR&A in partnership with Maine Housing, the Governor's Office of Policy, Innovation and the Future, and the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development. It shows Maine needs around 80,000 more homes by 2030. That's crazy. That's just 7 years away. One topic the study dives into is remote workers moving to Maine since the pandemic. Another problem impacting businesses is staffing shortages due to workers not being able to find a place to live.
All had a hard time hiring workers because employees can't find housing. Some businesses have started building their own workforce housing, but not everybody can afford to do that. Businesses who can't afford to do so are doing their part, but we all have to build more housing to meet the needs of our growing workforce.
The governor also talked about a tax credit she passed to incentivize affordable housing developments.
This Veterans Day, the developer of the Maine Woods development in Bangor will be giving one deserving veteran the keys to a brand new townhouse. The development is located off Lancaster Avenue in Bangor near Essex Woods and the Bangor Dog Park. That veteran will be moving into one of the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouses on the property. For Maine Woods subdivision developer Emily Ellis, handing the first pair of keys over to a veteran holds a lot of significance for her.
There's nobody that deserves housing more than our veterans. My dad is a veteran. My husband's father is a veteran, and we appreciate the sacrifices that they have made.
The townhouses will include fiber internet connectivity and other amenities. There's also specialized support for services nearby that veterans can use. Interested veterans and their families can visit our website to find a link to apply. To be eligible, veterans must be willing to move or stay in Bangor and submit a 300 to 500 word essay on why they want to make the Maine Woods development their new home.
Every Thursday and Tuesday at Titan Gym and Brewer, Rocksteady Boxing, Bold Coast, Maine is helping people living with Parkinson's disease fight back, and they really pack a punch. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Every day, Parkinson's disease robs people of their freedom. But here, they fight to take it back through boxing.
It releases an extra amount of dopamine to their brain, which is what's happening when you have Parkinson's, is you have a deplete of dopamine.
The day starts with a walk around the mat, vocal exercises, a full circuit of medicine balls, burpees, and wall sits. Then, the gloves come on. From sparring with one another to hitting the heavy bag.
You're uplifted and you're connected with other people.
Michelle LaHaye was inspired to start the program in Ellsworth 6 years ago after meeting Judy Parsons.
She was the first person I ever met that was fighting Parkinson's disease.
After noticing the success of the program, a local neurologist asked her if she could bring it to the Bangor Brewer area.
Yeah, very nice. There were so many people here that were battling the disease but had no place to go to fight it. They have become my extended family.
The exercise everyone here gets is very beneficial, but bringing everyone together, some would say, is what's most important. And this program shows the goodness in humanity.
They come in here, even though it's hard sometimes to get up and go and get out the door, they come in and they give 150%. So when I get up and I come in, I want to meet them where they're at. And it inspires me to be a better person. And I'm completely in love with what I'm doing with them. Don't isolate. Don't think you can't do it, because we have varying levels in the class and you can do it.
In Brewer, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so good for so many reasons. One, it gets them out of the house doing something social, but
Yeah.
they're also working on their physical fitness, their
Right.
minds, everything.
Yeah, physical and cognitive and social. That's kind of like the magic triangle of checks that you want to be working on as you age.
And you could tell it's really coming from the heart, too. Just listening to her
Right.
talk about it, it means a lot to her. So,
Yeah, awesome. Sounds like a symbiotic relationship then.
neat story.
Time now is 8:25.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. A full weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. Alrighty, here we go. So areas of dense fog developing out there this morning. There is a dense fog advisory posted until 11 a.m. this morning along the coast, so because of areas of visibility that are reduced out there. We'll want to be careful with that this morning. It will be hard to see to get to where you're going, because we're dealing with visibilities like this. They're about a half mile or less in some spots like Millinocket, maybe a little bit better, but most of the state dealing with fog this morning, so definitely take it slow and allow extra time. We're not going to see much sunshine for a bit to burn that fog off, as lots of clouds lingering around as well, which will hold temperatures down into the lower 70s today. Still pretty nice though temperature-wise, but we'll see some sunshine later on today as the fog burns off and some of the clouds try to break up as well. We have high pressure to the south as well, but this system here is continuing to track off towards the east, and as it moves off to the east later on this weekend, it will begin to interact with Felipe, as we'll be watching for that next system that will begin to move in our direction. Right now, Felipe is well away from us right now as a tropical storm, at least at this point. The latest information has it at 40 miles per hour, and it's moving to the north at around 14 miles per hour. But as we do move forward in time, it's going to intensify up into a stronger tropical storm by around Saturday morning. And by the time we head towards early Sunday morning, it'll be at around 50 miles per hour at around 2 a.m. as we head towards your Sunday with 50-mile-an-hour winds that will be possible by that point. So futurecast moving forward for today, a mostly cloudy sky with the general idea, as the fog will be burning off from time to time as well. We'll be watching for a little bit more fog as we do move forward again, so we will need to be careful with that as we do move forward again with some more fog as we head towards Friday morning. So mostly cloudy sky for today, highs in the low 70s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight time, middle 50s, mostly cloudy, some areas of dense fog on the way, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tomorrow, upper 60s, lower 70s, mostly cloudy with that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. We'll be watching for more showers again for your Saturday. Also into your Sunday, temperatures in the lower to middle 60s and an upper 50s for your Monday with a partly cloudy sky.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you edgy that. You can do this when you edgy that. You can do this because everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Name a place you love being naked.
Does Steve sing her a song? Get super shy. Pull out flowers.
Can't you look at me?
No, ma'am. I don't want to make eye contact with you. Only reason I'm asking you this because it's on the card.
Steve, you would have asked me that in your younger days.
Family Feud, the only choice. Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Now to the crisis on the southern border and a major development from Washington. The Biden administration is giving the green light to build a border wall in part of Texas. It comes amid a new surge in migrant crossings, a surge that's straining public resources from the border all the way to Chicago and New York. This move marks the Biden administration's first use of a sweeping executive power and will waive environmental laws in the region. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
This morning, the Biden administration is waiving more than 24 federal laws to allow the construction of a border wall in South Texas, as more cities along the border and in the north struggle to handle the influx of migrants coming from Latin America. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas saying there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries. September marked the highest number of migrant encounters at the U.S.-Mexico border so far this year, with Border Patrol apprehending more than 200,000. In New York, the number of buses filled with migrants has nearly tripled in recent days. The mayor is now on a 4-day trip to South and Central America to deliver a message.
We're going to tell them that coming to New York doesn't mean you're going to stay in a 5-star hotel. It doesn't mean that the mere fact you come here, you automatically are going to be allowed to work.
He says the city simply cannot house the 120,000 migrants who've arrived since last spring. Chicago also struggling, bracing for up to 24 more buses of migrants sent from Texas by Governor Greg Abbott. The mayor now planning to visit the border.
We need to go assess the situation. Just like our team has gone to D.C., we need better coordination, quite frankly.
Illinois' governor, in a letter this week, called on President Biden to address what he calls a humanitarian crisis, citing the federal government's, quote, lack of intervention and coordination. As for the border wall construction, it's for a limited area in South Texas where about 245,000 migrants have entered this year. There's no timeline as to when that construction could start. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
In other news this morning, interim House Speaker Patrick McHenry arrived at the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday morning, a day after Kevin McCarthy was ousted by members of his own party. McHenry dodged questions from reporters, only saying, quote, "I'm hearing from members today. Thank you all." That's all he had to say. Now the acting speaker, McHenry, declared the House in recess until both parties could decide on a path forward. McCarthy was removed by a resolution called a motion to vacate, a first in U.S. history, forced by a contingent of hard-right conservatives, throwing the House of Representatives and its Republican leadership into chaos. McCarthy told his conference shortly after that he would not run again for the job. There is no obvious successor to lead the House Republican majority at this point.
Police in Massachusetts are investigating a shooting that wounded a pregnant mother and led to the death of her child. Authorities say gunfire erupted in the city of Holyoke after 3 people got into a fight. One of the bullets ended up striking a bus and hit a pregnant woman who was sitting inside. She's now listed in critical condition, and the newborn did not survive. Authorities say the shooting suspects were also injured in the shooting and were rushed to hospitals and are in custody.
The City of Light is getting a new kind of visitor that they don't really want. Paris, France is reporting a vicious bed bug problem. For weeks, the parasitic insects have been infesting parts of the city. Pest control specialists have been hard at work in a bid to eradicate the infestation. One government official blaming global warming for the outbreak. The problem comes just months before the city is set to host the Olympic Games. I'm sure they want to get rid of the bed bugs by then.
That's a nightmare. I've heard other reports that they've been found in public transportation and even the airport.
And that'll just spread them around even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're hard to get rid of. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Feel bad for them.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the second half of the newscast, the Thomas Hill Standpipe in Bangor was open to visitors yesterday. But don't fret if you missed it. There's another date coming up soon.
We'll have all the details on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
When it
government-controlled utility took over in Long Island, New York, it made big promises. But what did residents get? Household electric costs increased by more than 50%. Customers' bills skyrocketed with new surcharges. The utility ranked the lowest in customer service, and it failed to pay millions in required payments to local schools and fire departments on time. Don't bring New York's problems to Maine. Vote no on question 3.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 5th, 2023. It's also National Do Something Nice Day.
I love that. We sometimes get caught up in our own stresses and struggles and forget to show kindness to others. This holiday encourages us to perform acts of kindness for both strangers and loved ones. It's a great reminder that doing good deeds makes the world better and might even help you better manage your own troubles in the process. I love this so much. A few years ago, I had a therapist that I was in a funk, and I couldn't get out of it. And I was asking her for advice to how do I, mentally get myself out of this lower point where I am. And she suggested, go do something for somebody else. Yeah. Do something that gets you out of your own head and that own loop of yours. And, you help somebody else, you start thinking about them instead of you, and it helps you in return.
Yeah, you put positivity into the world, it always comes back to you, or generally does too.
Yeah.
I try to teach my kids that. You're not feeling good about something, go do something nice for somebody.
Right.
It'll make you feel good and them feel good too.
And it can be hard to get out of that mindset of I just have to get my stuff done for the day. Yep. There's only so much time in the day, but it doesn't have to take that long.
Right.
Yep.
Even a phone call. Call a friend today. Talk to them. Say, how you doing?
Right.
Mean the world to somebody.
Good call.
So, all right, on this day in history, back in 1872, Susan B. Anthony, a leader in the women's suffrage movement, cast a ballot in the presidential election. She was later arrested for voting illegally and convicted in the trial that she called the greatest outrage history has ever witnessed. She became a big hero to that movement, though.
I think it's funny, though, that getting up on your soapbox and saying the greatest of all history.
Well, she knew what she was doing. She wanted to get some press and everything like that, and it worked out.
But took 30, 40 years for women to get the right to vote, and still yet that was kind of just white women. It was still really held back for women of color.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, in 1935, Parker Brothers released the Monopoly board game. We've all played that. It was first developed by Elizabeth Maggie Phillips, who called it the landlord's game, and she ended up selling the rights to Parker Brothers for just $500.
That's crazy.
One of the best known games in history.
Consult with a professional before you sell your ideas, I guess. That's the lesson of the day. In 1994, George Foreman became boxing's oldest heavyweight champion when he defeated Michael Moore at the age of 45. And in 2006, Saddam Hussein was sentenced to death after being found guilty of crimes against humanity. And in 2011, a Canadian dentist bought John Lennon's tooth for $31,000 during an auction.
All kinds of little history tidbits today.
It was an old rotten tooth, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. He had the tooth removed back in the 1960s, and he gave it to his housekeeper for some reason for safekeeping. She said, he told her, hey, you can keep it, give it to my kids later on if you want.
Right.
But it stayed in her family all these years, assuming it was a female. I'm not sure.
Right.
And then eventually she put it up for auction.
Right.
Yeah, 31 grand.
Good for
an
them.
Old rotten tooth. I saw a picture of it this morning.
Yeah.
It's nasty looking.
It's gross.
So
we would have had to put a trigger warning if we put it on the screen.
The dentist, though, he's got a nice little keepsake.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, today's birthdays include rocker Bryan Adams, who's 63, singer Art Garfunkel is 81, and actress Tatum O'Neal is 59. Bryan Adams, he's kind of known for soundtracks, right?
Yeah, he did a lot of them.
Yeah.
Especially for the movie Spirit.
That's what I was
one
gonna
of them,
say.
animated film, but he's one of my big time favorites too. And I used to listen to him in high school when he had his big hits with like cuts like a knife.
Right.
He came to Bangor several years ago, and I got to sit right up front.
Nice.
Bryan Adams is like right in front of me. You know,
Cool.
it's like one of the best shows I ever saw. So
When I was a kid, I had the CD for the soundtrack to
Yeah.
Spirit. I loved the movie and the music, and
Yep.
there's not that many movies that have a whole soundtrack done by one guy.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
yeah, and he's a good one too.
Yeah.
All right, moving on now. What are we doing next, Emma?
No weather this time. We're saving that for later. But
What a neat story. Go ahead and read it.
Yeah, so the Thomas Hill Standpipe opened its doors yesterday for tours. Bangor Water held the tours 4 times, or they do 4 times each year. People began climbing the 100-step enclosed stairway to reach the promenade deck from 3 to 6 p.m. People we spoke with reflected on their experience at the top of the Standpipe.
It was fantastic. It really was. I always wanted to do it, and this is the first time we've been able to do it, so I really enjoyed it, and it's a beautiful view and a perfect day to do it.
In years past, I've gone up when there was lightning strikes, and it was cool, and there was more leaves. Right now, it's not so many, the leaves are slow to change.
Well, my favorite part was that I finally discovered my coolest adventure of the water tower. And it was a great adventure. And these 2 friends were with me. And I had the greatest quest.
Great vocabulary, great friends, having a great time.
I love that kid.
That makes me happy. If you missed out yesterday, there's still another opportunity to take in the view of the city and all the fall colors. The Thomas Hill Standpipe will be open for tours again on Wednesday, October 11th from 3 to 6. So that's less than a week away.
You can go on your greatest quest next week if you want to.
Great vocabulary.
Yeah, I love that kid.
He was
He's
so
great.
happy. I'm going to be happy for him all day. Okay, coming right up, we'll have your pet of the week from Bangor Humane Society.
Don't go away.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
This is Sheldon Cooper's theory of relativity.
All right.
F is family.
We have family business to discuss.
We're getting a puppy?
No.
Then I'm not sure I care. X is love.
Sweet dreams. Love you.
Love you too, because you're my mom.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
On Fox 22.
Start Saturday strong as Marvin Harrison Jr. and undefeated Ohio State face off against Maryland in a Big Ten battle. It's Big News Saturday on Fox.
Whoops, I'm all over the place, sorry. Okay, let's check in with Devin Biggs to get a quick look at that forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. A full weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. Alrighty, here we go. So areas of dense fog developing out there this morning. There is a dense fog advisory posted until 11 a.m. this morning along the coast, so because of areas of visibility that are reduced out there. We'll want to be careful with that this morning. It will be hard to see to get to where you're going because we're dealing with visibilities like this. They're about a half mile or less in some spots like Millinocket, maybe a little bit better, but most of the state dealing with fog this morning, so definitely take it slow and allow extra time. We're not going to see much sunshine for a bit to burn that fog off, as well as some clouds lingering around as well, which will hold temperatures down into the lower 70s today. Still pretty nice though temperature-wise, but we'll see some sunshine later on today as the fog burns off and some of the clouds try to break up as well. We have high pressure to the south as well, but this system here is continuing to track off towards the east, and as it moves off to the east later on this weekend, it will begin to interact with Felipe, as we'll be watching for that next system that will begin to move in our direction. Right now, Felipe is well away from us right now as a tropical storm, at least at this point. The latest information has it at 40 miles per hour, and it's moving to the north at around 14 miles per hour. But as we do move forward in time, it's going to intensify up into a stronger tropical storm by around Saturday morning. And by the time we head towards early Sunday morning, it'll be at around 50 miles per hour at around 2 a.m. as we head towards your Sunday with 50-mile-an-hour winds that will be possible by that point. So futurecast moving forward for today, a mostly cloudy sky with the general idea, as the fog will be burning off from time to time as well. We'll be watching for a little bit more fog as we do move forward again, so we will need to be careful with that as we do move forward again with some more fog as we head towards Friday morning. So mostly cloudy sky for today, highs in the low 70s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight time, middle 50s, mostly cloudy, some areas of dense fog on the way, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tomorrow, upper 60s, lower 70s, mostly cloudy with that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. We'll be watching for more showers again for your Saturday. Also into your Sunday, temperatures in the lower to middle 60s and an upper 50s for your Monday with a partly cloudy sky.
Welcome back to Good Morning, Maine.
Still getting mic'd up here.
We're kind of chaotic this morning. It's a special look into Good Morning, Maine. But Catherine, thank you for joining us for our Pet of the Week segment.
Yeah, live means live, right?
Yeah.
Right. See all the good stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah. And you brought a special friend with you today.
I did, and she is being a little bit timid. But
Sweetheart.
this is Harriet.
Hi,
Harriet is 9 years old, so she's almost a senior. And surprisingly, when she came to us, she came in pregnant. So, which is a little on the older side, I think, for a cat to have kittens. But she was with us, had her kittens, and then they all unfortunately had ringworms. So we had to keep everyone isolated for about 8 weeks. For those of you that don't know, it's not actually a worm, it's a fungus that creates a sort of an itchy rash, and it's highly contagious. People can, it's what we call a zoonotic disease, which means that it can pass from animals to humans and back again.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we gown up very carefully. And by we, I mean our animal care techs. I've never cared for an animal with ringworm, but
she's coming out now.
She is, so it's treated with antibiotics, I believe, and she is now good to go. She has been spayed, and she is ready to find her forever home.
I grew up with a cat that looked just like her.
I think just about everyone I know should have a beautiful gray cat in their lives. There's the Russian blue, who are a little on the larger side.
That's what I was wondering.
Yep, and then the English blue, which is what I would guess this girl is.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh, she's kind of small.
She is. She's on the tiny side. And apparently when she came in, she was semi-feral. So she definitely has a very big personality, and she wants to do what she wants to do.
But if she can sit in your lap now, she's obviously had a lot of progress.
Yes, she really has. She's a sweet girl, and as soon as you, she's purring right now, Craig. She loves it. As soon as you open the kennel door, she comes right to the front and asks for pets and
You're
purrs.
in the market for a cat,
I am.
right?
I'm looking for a cat.
Wow. Here you go.
Not quite right. I'm moving in like a month. So after that, then I might get a little kitty.
Oh, sweetie. How was Paws on Parade?
Paws on Parade was brilliant.
Good.
This year we set an audacious goal to raise $100,000. The dust is still settling, but we are right at about 121,000 right now.
Congratulations.
So
Yep.
it is, and it's a really important year for the public to turn out the way that it has, and all of our sponsors. As everyone knows, prices are going through the roof on everything, and it's hitting us as well. We've also got a lot of long stay dogs, so our program income is suffering a little because we can't turn over animals, but the bigger issue is we can't help more animals if we don't move the ones that we have. So
I have noticed that there has been a handful of dogs that they just have specific needs.
Yep, exactly. And I urge people, please come in and meet with them. We have signs in the front where you can scan a QR code and see a video of them outside of their kennel.
Cool.
Because the way that they behave inside of the kennel is it's not indicative of their personalities, not really.
I didn't know that was available. That's awesome.
Yeah. We've got signs on the front of the building, lawn signs, but come in, scan the code, and
You guys are awesome at what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
I'll be in there soon.
Okay.
Come find a new friend.
Yeah. I think I told you I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I know a guy who can
right.
help.
All right, we'll work on that.
Looks like we're about out of time. Catherine, thanks for joining us this morning. And thank you.
Thank you,
Pretty
Harriet.
kitty.
You did great.
Fur is flying here today. All right, we'll send it to an ad break. We'll be right back.
It's Ram Power Days at Quirk and Bangor and Belfast. Lease the new 23 Ram 1500 Bighorn for $578 per month, or buy and save $6,000. Or check out the new 23 Jeep Compass Trailhawk, lease for $436 per month. It's your Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler. Find it at Quirk.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
It's all on the table. We're going to talk about everything. I think I'm having my first hot flash.
I feel so honored.
It's everybody's show.
It's sunshine on TV.
You're really listening to me. Forgive me if I cry.
Don't start.
You are capable of change. I don't want to keep things on the surface. I want to go deep, but man, I need to laugh.
Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22. It's your car, it's your SUV, it's your truck. Experience the pre-owned difference with a huge selection of over 500 used vehicles at Quirk Motor City Used Vehicle Center, 377 Hogan Road, Bangor. It's your car. Find it at Quirk Motor City.
Holden police officers met with community members at the Dunkin' inside G&M Market yesterday morning as part of their Coffee with a Cop event. Community members could enjoy a free cup of coffee and speak to Holden police officers about any issues or concerns they have, or to just have a casual conversation. Holden Police Chief Eddie Benjamin says events like these help strengthen the relationship between law enforcement and community members.
I want them to see us as a person, as I said before, and come here, talk to us, and make us approachable, and out there in the community, because we're here as a public servant.
Dedham resident Bob Martin attended the event. He says he came by to thank the officers for keeping Holden safe.
They're a good group of guys that keep track of our neighborhood, and we see them in passing at the store when they're getting a coffee, or we are, and they seem to be a great bunch of guys.
Chief Benjamin says the department hosts this event 2 or 3 times a year.
I love the idea behind Coffee with a Cop. Oftentimes when you see a police officer, it's when you're at an accident scene, you're being pulled over for a ticket or something bad's happening.
Right.
This gives you a chance to meet them as people and talk about anything that's on your mind and see that they're just people too.
Yeah, they're busier than ever too, so it's very generous to donate their time like this.
Yeah, neat thing.
Yep. Okay, let's get one final look at our full weather forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and a variety await you at Joe's. All right, let's get into things this morning, and we have fog out there. A dense fog advisory is posted until 11 a.m. this morning for the areas highlighted here in the gray, because we're dealing with some areas of dense fog that's really reducing visibilities out there this morning. And it looks a little bit like this. Some spots are down about a mile or less, and especially in the Bangor Bar Harbor area, and areas to the south and west, well under a half a mile or so. So we'll need to be careful with this morning as you do travel. Definitely allow extra time to get to where you're going. Otherwise, the radar and satellite is quiet out there. We have the fog and some clouds developing out there. The clouds are having a hard time being detected on the infrared satellite imagery, but they are out there though, and we'll be dealing with a mostly cloudy sky for most of the daytime period. We're watching this system off toward the west. I'll be tracking off towards the east. This will kind of interact with parts of Felipe coming up later on this weekend, so we will have some precipitation on the way soon by that point. So futurecast moving forward, again, some fog this morning, clouds during the afternoon period, and then overnight tonight we'll have more fog and clouds sticking around yet again. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period, though, showing a mixture of clouds, maybe some sunshine from time to time later on as well as the fog burns off. Temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. Conquer most anything with a tough Tacoma 4x4, the best-selling midsize pickup for 18 years, and named best truck among midsize pickups. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
25 words or less.
Cereal bowl. Killer.
Full of frightful fun.
I love Lisa's response to cereal.
Killer. Do not have breakfast with Lisa.
5 days a week.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
The Downtown Bangor Partnership has brought back Arttober to celebrate local artists, and they're kicking it off with another annual classic. The Sidewalk Art Festival will be back this weekend, featuring live music, vendors, and of course artists and their artwork. The whole event is completely free to check out too.
It's really a great way to bring your family downtown. My son is excited to walk around. I know that the Zillman Art Museum and the library will both be open so that you can kind of meander around their art galleries.
We'll be on Harlow Street on Saturday from 9 until 4 p.m. More information can be found on the Downtown Bangor's Facebook page. Not sure how the weather's going to deal with that. Expecting a little rain, but we'll see.
If it's just a little rain, it may be okay, but make sure to check in if you're interested. That video was from last year.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring the stuff inside. I don't know.
Right. Check in on the website. All right, despite the unusually warm temperatures, fall is here and many local communities are holding fall festivities. One of those communities is the town of Searsport, which is gearing up for its annual Fling into Fall celebration. The event has been going on for the past 24 years. This year's festivities will feature a scarecrow decorating contest, craft fair, bonfire, and much more. It kicks off Friday morning and runs through Saturday evening.
24 years ago, the event was started to support the local businesses, and the funds that were gathered from it were turned over to public safety for fire and ambulance and police equipment. And we were kind of in peril a few years ago of losing it. And the Board of Select people for Searsport stepped up and said, we're not going to lose this event. It's too important to our businesses, and they've been helping run it ever since.
Way adds he expects around 1,500 to 2,000 people to attend the Fling into Fall celebration. For a full list of events, you can visit the Searsport Events Committee Facebook page.
Sounds like a good time, too.
Yeah, a lot of fun. All right, we're about out of time for now. If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
We hope you have a great day, everyone.